Welcome to the Monday Masterclass. We have a couple of things that we're going to talk about tonight. One of the things that we want to start looking at when we're looking at Ayurveda and how Ayurveda can support us is what are the ways that we can live in alignment with nature? One of the things that we have to consider is what are our natural urges? And we've talked about natural urges before, but we haven't talked about the difference between what's a natural urge, something that we do not want to resist, and what's a not natural urge, which is something that we do want to resist. So we're going to be going over those lists of urges, and they're important because a lot of times people will sneeze and hold their sneeze in, or they have the hiccups, or they don't go to the bathroom when they need to go to the bathroom. And those will down the line cause physical problems. And I can tell you, when I went through my sepsis that I had 9 years ago, one of the things that the doctor told me was, now, when you need to go to the bathroom, go. Do not hold it. Because one of the things that kept happening after the fact was I kept getting urinary tract infections. I kept getting lots of infections, but I was getting urinary tract infections. And so the doctor advised me, never, ever stop yourself from going to the bathroom. You need to go, go. That's a natural urge. So the natural urge, which is things that we do not want to resist, are when we need to urinate, when we need to have a bowel movement, when you need to release gas. Now, if you have a lot of gas going on, it means you have a digestive imbalance. Okay. And yes, some of it might be related to what you ate, but that might be because you're eating food that's not appropriate for your particular constitution. So you got to look at that. Vomiting, that's a natural urge. Burping, sex is a natural urge. Isn't that nice to hear that? Yawning is a natural urge. Sneezing, coughing, hunger. So when you're hungry, that's a natural urge. There's a lot of stuff that goes on with that is something that we have to look at for our constitutions. Thirst, crying, and sleep. So these are all urges that we do not want to resist. We want to make sure that when we feel it, we are making sure that we take care of it. When you do resist natural urges, what it does is it forces an imbalance of vata. So it aggravates the constitution, the elements of vata inside the body. What's vata? It's ether and air. Okay, that's what vata is. So it will then cause a whole host of imbalances and then diseases. So if it's something that you're constantly doing, it will lead to bigger problems. Okay, now we're looking at what are the urges that there he is. What are the urges that we do want to resist? So good to resist urges. Working beyond your capacity. So overworking. Unhealthy thinking, speech, and actions, especially related to yourself and to others. So when I do an evaluation with people, when I'm doing an Ayurvedic evaluation, I always ask people, are you critical of others? And oftentimes they'll say, I'm not really critical of others, but then they're critical of themselves. So there's a lot of self-talk that goes on inside of us, and we have to look at that. So unhealthy speech towards yourself and towards others, the urge for negative emotions, such as anger, greed, pride, addiction, fear, worry, jealousy, and desire. Urge for unhealthy speech, hurting others by saying bad or insulting people, and that would include gossiping. Urge for unhealthy actions such as stealing, robbing, and killing others. So we should resist those urges. Just saying. Okay, so that is the urges that we're looking at. Healthy urges, you want to make sure you're not resisting them. And unhealthy urges, resist them. Okay, So that is our Ayurvedic talk for tonight. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a talk about the spring cleanse, and it's very short. So let's put this one on pause.